Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for being here for this meeting of the Town Board of the Town of Carmel. Before we get started, we're going to have the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Would everybody please rise? And Councilman Schneider, would you lead us this evening?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you please remain standing for a moment of silence and reflect upon the sacrifices that our servicemen and women make on a daily basis to protect our freedoms and defend our Constitution. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Jonathan. Okay, once again, good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you all at home for watching tonight's meeting of the Town Board of the Town of Carmel. Today's date is Wednesday, May 17th, 2017, and tonight's meeting is a Town Board voting meeting. For the record, all Town Board members are present with us this evening, as is our Town Clerk, Ann Spofford, all the way down to my right. Greg Falchetti will be joining us a little bit later on in the meeting. So the first item on the agenda is to accept the Town Board minutes of April 19th and May 3rd of 2017. I need a motion to accept. So moved by Councilman Lombardi. I need a second.
Second, sorry.
Seconded by Councilman Lupinacci. All those in favor? Aye. Okay, first item on the agenda this evening is a resolution authorizing entry into a licensing agreement with the Carmel Fire Protection Districts number 1 and number 2. Councilman Schneider, would you read resolution number 1, please?
Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, acting as police commissioners as well as commissioners of the Town of Carmel Fire Protection District number 1 and number 2, hereby authorizes entry into a license agreement for the use of the Town of Carmel police boat by the Mahopac Volunteer Fire Department and the Mahopac Falls Volunteer Fire Department for both emergency response and training purposes, and be it further resolved that Town Supervisor Kenneth Schmidt is hereby authorized to execute said license agreement on behalf of the Town of Carmel. Said agreement to be in a form as attached hereto and made a part hereof. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Okay, seconded by Councilman Lupinacci. Roll call vote.
Councilman Schneider.
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci.
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt.
Yes, motion carried. Thank you. Okay, next resolution number 2 is a resolution authorizing operators for the Town of Carmel police boat. And this is for the members of the Mahopac and Mahopac Falls Fire Departments, authorizing certain members to utilize the Town of Carmel police boat during emergencies on Lake Mahopac and drilling operations on the lake as well. Councilman Lombardi, would you read it, please?
Resolved, the Town Board of Town of Carmel hereby authorizes the following individuals from the Mahopac Volunteer Fire Department as operators of the Town of Carmel Police Boat Watercraft for emergency responses and training purposes: George Jones, James Chula, James Stasiak, Drew Kanash, Jason Kanash, Joseph Munch. Be it further resolved, the Town Board of Town of Carmel hereby authorizes the following individuals from the Mahopac Falls Volunteer Fire Department as operators of the Town of Carmel Police Boat Watercraft for emergency responses and training purposes: Brian Setcher, George Tompkins, Walt Jackal, Aaron Witowski, and Artie Witowski. I offer the resolution as read.
Second.
Okay, seconded by Councilman Lupinacci and Councilwoman McDonough. Roll call vote.
Councilman Schneider.
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci.
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt.
Yes, motion carried. So the Carmel Police boat, which is stored or docked at McDonald Marina at a slip in the water, will be available for immediate use for any emergencies that occur on the lake by the 2 fire departments, Mahopac and Mahopac Falls, and also Carmel police officers as well will have access to that boat. So it's another resource that we're adding at the Carmel Police Department, and the 2 fire departments are adding in the event of an emergency on the lake. We'll have a second boat or perhaps even a third boat out on the lake during that said emergency. Or, as I said earlier, for drilling operations as well. If they needed to practice out on the lake and drill for emergencies that may occur, they'll have access to a boat for that as well. Okay, next resolution, number 3, is a resolution, amended resolution, authorizing acceptance of a proposal for appraisal services. Councilman Lupinacci, would you read 3?
Whereas the Town Board of Town of Carmel has been advised by Town Assessor Glenda Rosie that professional appraisal services will be required in the defense of 2 tax certiorari proceedings currently pending in Supreme Court, Putnam County, specifically the matters of Centennial Golf Club versus Town of Carmel and Mahopac Golf Club versus Town of Carmel, and whereas the Town Assessor Glenda Rosie has procured proposals for various professional real property appraisal services and has recommended acceptance of the proposal submitted by Sterling Appraisals, Eastchester, New York, dated April 25th, 2016, and January 6th, 2016, respectively. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of Town of Carmel, in accordance with the recommendations of the Town Assessor, hereby accepts the referenced proposal of Sterling Appraisals to prepare appraisals for each certiorari matter referenced herein at a cost to the Town of Carmel not to exceed $2,750 for the Centennial Golf Club versus Town of Carmel proceedings, and not to exceed $6,000 for Mahopac Golf Club versus Town of Carmel proceeding. And be it further resolved that that Town Comptroller Mary Ann Maxwell is hereby authorized to make any and all budget transfers or modifications necessary to fund the services authorized herein. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Okay, seconded by Councilman Lombardi. Roll call vote?
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Abstain?
Councilwoman McDonough?
Abstain.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt?
Yes, motion carried. Thank you. It's 3 yeses and 2 abstentions. Okay, next resolution number 4 is a resolution authorizing the mailing of the Lake Secor Park District newsletter. Councilwoman McDonough, would you read number 4, please?
Sure. Resolution authorizing, oh, you read that. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, acting as the commissioners of the Lake Secor Park District, hereby authorizes the mailing to all properties within the district of the summer 2017 newsletter prepared by the Lake Secor Park District Committee, and that the cost thereof be charged as a district expense. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Seconded by Councilman Lupinacci. Roll call vote?
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt?
Yes, motion carried. Okay, next resolution, number 5, is a resolution setting rates for 2017 seasonal employees for the Lake Secor Park District. Councilman Schneider, would you read 5, please?
Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, acting as the Commissioners of the Lake Secor Park District, hereby sets the following rates for lifeguards in 2017. The position of head lifeguard, maximum rate of pay $20 an hour, lifeguard $14.50 per hour, lifeguard of 2 years $12 per hour, and junior lifeguard $10 per hour. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Lombardi. Roll call vote?
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt?
Yes. Motion carried on that one. Thank you. Next resolution, number 6, is a resolution setting rates for 2017 seasonal employees for the Lake Cassie Park District. Councilman Lombardi, would you read 6?
Resolve the Town Board of Town of Carmel, acting as Commissioners of the Lake Cassie Park District, hereby sets forth the following rates for lifeguards and gate guards in 2017. Position lifeguard, max rate of pay $13 to $16 per hour. Gate guard, $12 an hour to $14 an hour. I offer the resolution as read.
Second?
Second.
Okay, seconded by Councilwoman McDonough and Councilman Lupinacci. Roll call vote?
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt?
Yes, motion carried. Now, number 7, we're going to be tabling this evening, so I need a motion from a board member to table and a second to table.
Motion to table?
So, second.
Okay, motion to table by Councilman Lupinacci, seconded by Councilman Lombardi. Roll call vote to table number 7.
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt?
Yes, motion carried, and we're tabling it because it's going to require further research with respect to the salaries that have been considered for the managerial and the market adjustments. So the board is going to discuss this further, and before we take any action on moving it off the table. Okay, next resolution is resolution number 8, authorizing change order number 1 to Carmel Sewer District number 1 and 3 infiltration and inflow remediation contract C236. Susie, John, would you read number 8, because we tabled 7. So
Sure.
John, you read number 8.
Okay. It is resolved that the Town Board of Town of Carmel, acting as Commissioners of Carmel Sewer District Number 1 and Number 3, and upon the recommendation of Town Engineer Richard J. Franzetti, P.E., hereby authorizes Town Supervisor Kenneth Schmidt to sign change order number 1 to the Carmel Sewer District number 1 and number 3 contract C-236, providing for an extension of date for substantial completion at no additional cost to said contract, with said change order number 1 being informed as attached here to and made a part hereof. I offer this resolution as read.
Okay, I need a second.
Second?
Second by Councilman Schneider. Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Schneider.
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci.
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt.
Yes, motion carried. Okay, next resolution, number 9, is a resolution authorizing the award of a bid for the purchase of new town vehicles. Councilwoman McDonough, would you read number 9, please?
Sure. Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Carmel has previously authorized advertisement for the solicitation of bids for purchase of 4 2017 four-wheel drive Ford Escape vehicles for town hall use. And whereas such bids were received and opened on May 2nd, 2017, and a bid opening memo has been presented to the Town Board. Now therefore be it resolved that upon the recommendation of Town Engineer Richard J. Franzetti, P.E., the Town Board hereby awards the aforesaid bid to Park Ford, Mahopac, New York, the low responsible bidder meeting specification at an aggregate cost not to exceed $105,364. And be it further resolved that Kenneth Schmidt, Town Supervisor, is hereby authorized to execute any and further documentation necessary to accept such bid and contract for said services. And be it further resolved, the Town Comptroller, Marian Maxwell, is hereby authorized to make any and all necessary budget transfers or modifications required to fund this authorization on the terms set forth herein. I offer this resolution as read.
Second?
Seconded by Councilman Lupinacci. Roll call vote.
Councilman Schneider.
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci.
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt.
Yes, motion carried. And I just want to mention that these 4 new vehicles that we're purchasing, the Ford Escapes, they are replacing 14-year-old Ford Focuses that are in very rough shape. Their bodies are oxidizing and rusting. The frames are rusting. One case, the wheel fell off one of them while it was being operated. So it's time to replace those Focuses with these Ford Escapes. And the Escapes are four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive vehicles, so they can be used. They're 12 months out of the year, and we got a good price on them, $105,000 for 4 cars. And this includes a service program as well. So, and this money was budgeted in the town budget. So we're not borrowing for these. The money's in the budget, and we're paying for these cash essentially out of the budget. So we needed these cars, and we're replacing them. And Susie, yes, they're going to have GPSs in them
Yep.
as you requested,
Good,
and
thank you.
that'll be taken care of. All right.
Good.
All right, so next resolution is number 10, is a resolution authorizing scheduling of a public hearing in regards to the proposed local law amending Chapter 147 of the Town Code, Town of Carmel, entitled Vehicles and Traffic. June 14, 2017 is the date for that public hearing. Councilman Schneider, would you read that, please?
Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby authorizes the scheduling of a public hearing at the Town Hall, 60 McAlpin Avenue, Mahopac, New York, 10541, on Wednesday, June 14th, 2017, at 7 p.m. or as soon thereafter that evening as possible, on a local law amending Chapter 147 of the Town Code of the Town of Carmel, specifically subsection 147-56 as follows, and as attached here too, and pre-filed with the town clerk. Be it further resolved that Town Clerk Ann Spofford is hereby authorized and instructed to publish and post the necessary notices in the official newspaper of the town and on the town bulletin board regarding this public hearing. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Lombardi and Councilwoman McDonough. Roll call vote.
Councilman Schneider.
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci.
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt.
Yes, motion carried. Thank you. Okay, next resolution is number 11, is a resolution authorizing the scheduling of a public hearing in regards to a proposed local law enacted, Chapter 132 of the Town Code, Town of Carmel, entitled Synthetic Drugs, Cannabinoids, and Opioids, for June 14, 2017. Councilman Lombardi, would you read this one?
Resolved that the Town Board of Town of Carmel hereby authorizes the scheduling of a public hearing at the Town Hall, 60 McAlpin Avenue, Mahopac, New York, 10541, on Wednesday, June 14, 2017, at 7 p.m. or as soon thereafter that evening as possible, on a local law enacting Chapter 132 of the Town Code of the Town of Carmel entitled Synthetic Drugs, Cannabinoids, and Opiates. Be it further resolved that Town Clerk Ann Spofford is hereby authorized and instructed to publish and post the necessary notices in the official newspapers of the town and on the town bulletin board regarding this public hearing. I offer the resolution as read.
Second.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Lupinacci and Councilwoman McDonough. Roll call vote?
Councilman Schneider. Councilman Lupinacci.
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt.
Yes. Motion carried. Thank you. Okay, the 12th and final resolution for this evening is a resolution authorizing purchase of parts and equipment for the Carmel Highway Department. Councilman Lupinacci, would you read 12?
Resolved that the Town Board of Town of Carmel, upon the request and recommendation of Town of Carmel Superintendent of Highways Michael Simone, hereby authorizes the purchase of the following equipment from Westchester Tractor, Brewster, New York, pursuant to New York State OGS Award Number BGB 22792, Group Number 405625, Contract Number PC 66577 at an aggregate cost not to exceed $27,106.45. And the two parts that will, or pieces of equipment that we'll buy is a new replacement for a 48-inch grass flail head for Alamo AB-17 and a new replacement arm for Alamo AB-17. Be it further resolved that the Town Highway Superintendent Michael Simone is hereby authorized to execute any and all documentation necessary to effectuate this authorization on the terms set forth herein. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Okay, seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. Roll call vote?
Councilman Schneider.
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci.
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough.
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi.
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt.
Yes. Motion carried. Thank you. Okay, that completes the agenda items for this evening's Town Board voting meeting. Is there any members of the public that would like to come up and discuss the agenda items, any of the agenda items with the Town Board? Yes, Mike?
Good evening, Mike Borelli. A couple things. First question, was there an emergency of any sort between 6 and 7 o'clock that stopped the board from starting at 7 p.m.?
No. No, there was no emergency at all.
I mean, you know, we've had this discussion before, and there are people that look at a screen that says, "Town Board will start momentarily." And after 20, 25 minutes, I would think they get pretty tired and angry.
I agree, Mike. We should have been out here.
On number 2, question. You're only authorizing operators in case of an emergency, right? This boat's not going back on full-time
No.
on patrol.
No.
They just authorize in case we need it to be on the boat.
Yeah, it's an additional boat, additional resource if in the event it's needed.
On number
it's there.
3, 2 questions. Why do we have 2 abstentions? Is somebody related? Is
Sorry,
there a
say that one
reason
more
why?
time, Mike. To what?
Number 3.
We hired 2 appraisal
Yeah.
services.
Yes.
I'm a member of Mahopac, so this is the second time that I've abstained. Every time that Mahopac comes up.
You're a
Mahopac
member of the
comes.
club, that's why.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Same thing?
No, I wish, I don't golf, unfortunately. No, I did not see the proposal, so if
Okay.
I didn't see something,
I was just
don't
curious because
vote
it was
on
weird. And this $9,000 we're spending, this is on old grievances. not even-
Yes, yes. These are old grievances that have been settled. It's just that the vendor is looking for payment.
I could imagine what we're going to spend on appraisals and legal fees off of the new reval numbers. Number 7. It's interesting that you tabled it. I'm curious why you tabled it, but before you answer that question, how do you say somebody deserves a raise? What's your criteria for saying somebody deserves a raise, but another department head doesn't? I mean, is it more of a workload? Is it performance? Is it a little bit of both?
I would say it's, without really getting too involved in a discussion regarding a particular personnel or personnel with respect to increases, I would say that there were considerations that were made regarding individuals or individual departments. And
Well, just to state,
yeah, I want to be careful what I'm saying or how I'm presenting it or responding to.
Well, I'm just curious, why doesn't all the town heads get the same type of raise? Or, you know, I understand some perform better, some have a bigger workload.
This is not a merit or performance-based, this was more of a market adjustment.
Market adjustment?
So,
That's all.
so the market adjustment, but that's also why we need to relook at various markets and possibly two other,
I
or
just think
three
it could
other
be very
departments.
demoralizing for other people.
And that's why we need to do a more complete
And-
review.
There are two people in here. One, I've been preaching on for the last 3 years. I think she should be, I think this position should be getting a lot more money. That's down for a raise. You also have a position in here that's getting a raise that I think should be abolished. And to even think that he's in a position to get a raise upsets my stomach. So if that goes through, I'd want to really hear a really good reason why that position is getting a raise. There's already a problem I have on that position where they have too much enforcement over every other agency in the town by doing a dual job. Have we hired a wetland inspector yet?
No,
We haven't.
Have we
no.
interviewed a wetland inspector yet?
no,
Have we advertised for a wetland inspector yet?
no.
So we haven't advertised, interviewed, asked, nothing. But we're paying somebody a $15,000 stipend to be a wetland inspector. Well, I'm going to watch this one very, very closely, because this position, if this figure of 100,000, it's really about 130, 140, maybe a little bit more when you put in all the benefits. That position, I think, costs the town money.
Could I just,
And I think it's very easily removed.
could I just explain one reason why we have not yet hired a wetland inspector? Because the current engineer, town engineer, and the consultant the current town engineer and the consulting engineer firm is reviewing all of the wetland requirements, and they're looking to revamp it. So before we go hire a new one, we're looking to, I don't want to call it restructure, but revise and revamp the requirements and the code for the town, and then we go out, once that's changed or not changed, then we will go out and solicit for a
Well, I think there's
inspection.
serious savings in expanding your outside help and removing your inside help. Significant, significant savings. Now my question, why did you table it?
The whole thing?
Why'd you table number 7?
Number 7 is because we need to look at other departments, and we need to look at a few other markets to make sure that we get the market adjustment correct. The more information as we were getting this, we saw that a further review needed to be made to adequately make sure that the market adjustment is correct.
A serious further review.
We're going to expand,
Has to be made on
the
2 of these.
market search. We're going to expand the market analysis.
One should be higher, and one shouldn't even be a position. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Is there anyone else who would like to come up on agenda items only at this time? Okay, we're going to open up the floor to new business, open forum portion of the meeting. Is there anyone that would like to come up to discuss with the board any new business, townwide business? Okay. There being none, we do have some announcements that we need to make. Susie, you want to do this one?
Sure. This Saturday, May 20th, from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock at the Mahopac Chamber Park, there is going to be a music fest. It is a fun-filled day of free music and entertainment for all ages, including local bands, a bounce house, face painting, popcorn and cotton candy. They do have a few of the, I'm assuming they're bands that are going to be there, RGK the morning after, Pickpocket, Romance, Wilbur Flats, Amanda Ayala, and the Midnight Glory. So again, this Saturday, and it's supposed to be beautiful out, I believe, from 4 to 8, right down here at the Mahopac Chamber Park.
All right, thanks, Susie.
You're welcome.
All right, John, you want to make that one announcement?
Yes. Please be advised that Green Mountain Pipeline Service will continue with the lining of Carmel Sewer District Number 1 and Carmel Sewer District Number 3 system. Work will be work will be performed in downtown Mahopac along Route 6N, starting at 10 p.m. this evening. Tonight, notices have been handed out to the residents and the businesses affecting this work. Please check the Town of Carmel webpage or contact the engineering department for additional information, and we will have more announcements as needed.
Okay, thank you, John. Okay, I have one announcement. The Lions Club International, District 20-R1, they are currently forming the new Mahopac Lions Club. This is Lions Club International. They have an organizational meeting on Friday, May 19th, so it's this coming Friday, May 19th, at 5 p.m. at Amore Restaurant, 376 Route 6, Mahopac. The club organizers are Angelo Percagilati at 845-216-0379, or Corinne Stanton at 914-760-7009. If you're interested in joining the newly formed Mahopac Lions Club, they're meeting this Friday evening at 5 p.m. at Amore Restaurant. They're looking for membership. They need at least 20 members in order for them to legally organize and become a new club for Mahopac. I believe they have 5 or 6, I don't want to quote the exact number, but they have a handful that have already expressed an interest, but they need more. So if you'd like to join the Lions Club at Mahopac, meet them Friday evening at 5 p.m. at Amore Restaurant in Mahopac. I think that's all I have. Okay, that's it. Frank and Jonathan, do you have anything? All right, we do have an executive session this evening, and that's to meet with the Carmel Volunteer Ambulance Corps to discuss their contract. And also, Town Council Greg Fochetti is going to be meeting or discussing with the town board the Zombie Grant Award to the town of Carmel. All right, so I need a motion to go into executive session.
Second?
Seconded by Councilman Lupinacci, moved by Councilman Lombardi. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good night, everyone. Be well. We'll see you here on May 24th for a town board work session. Good night. We're closing the meeting from executive session, so we're not coming back out. Be well.
Zombie.